and welcome to football on the University of Alabama Football Network. This is Stan Siegel from Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama, where this afternoon we're set to witness and broadcast the 33rd meeting between the two in-state rivals, the University of Alabama Crimson Tide and Auburn University's Tigers. A full house of 71,000 here in Birmingham under cloudy skies this afternoon, set to witness a football game that all the prognosticators and sideline guessers figure to be just about even. Should be an exciting afternoon of football, and I know you'll enjoy it. In a moment, we'll be back with this afternoon's starting lineup, but first this message from all our stations. Advantage of 17 victories against 14 losses, and that one tie back in 1907. This is the 33rd meeting between these two ball clubs, and on the field down below, the Alabama $1 Million Band faces the West Stand. Bodie Hinton's Auburn Tiger Band now marches toward midfield. They will face the East Double-Deck Stand here and salute their respective student bodies and fans. Well, Auburn is headed for the Sun Bowl. They have a record of 6-3. Alabama Gator Bowl bound is 7-2. Auburn has posted wins over Mississippi State 26-0, Kentucky 26-7, Clemson 21-10, Miami 31-6, Florida 24-13, Tennessee 28-14. They were beaten by Southern Methodist, Georgia Tech, and Georgia. The Tigers are 4-1 in Southeastern Conference play. Alabama Gator Bowl bound heads into the game with a 7-2 mark. Alabama has beaten Virginia Tech, a Liberty Bowl participant, 14-7. Southern Mississippi 17-14. Vandy 31-7. Clemson 21-14. Mississippi State 20-13. LSU 16-7, and Miami 14-6. Alabama's losses are a couple of heartbreakers this year. The Crimson Tide has lost 2 games by a margin of only 3 points, losing to Ole Miss in Jackson by a score of 10-8, and then to the University of Tennessee 10-9 in Knoxville. Alabama's Southeastern Conference marked 3 wins and 2 losses. Seniors have come out, and now the Alabama squad comes out, and across the way the Auburn Tigers move on to Legion Field. Here are the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. Offensively for Alabama at split end will be Bobby Swafford, a 190-pound senior from Heflin. At quick tackle, Danny Ford, a 194-pound junior from Gadsden. At quick guard, Charles Ferguson, a 197-pound junior from Cuthbert, Georgia. At center, Richard Grammer, a 207-pound junior from Hartsville. At strong guard, Alvin Samples, a 212-pound junior from Tarrant. Strong tackle, Junior Davis, a 223-pound senior from Birmingham. And at tight end will be Hunter Husband, a 210-pound junior from Nashville, Tennessee. Scott Hunter, a 6'2", 198-pound sophomore from Pritchard, will start at quarterback for Alabama. At fullback will be Pete Gillaba. Gillaba is a 208-pound junior from Madison, New Jersey. At the tailback spot will be Eddie Morgan, a 193-pound senior from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And at the flanker back, Donnie Sutton, a senior from Blunsville, 176 pounds. Defensively for Alabama, the rover is Wayne Owen from Gadsden. The left end, Mike Hand, a sophomore from Tuscumbia. The left tackle, Randy Barron, a senior from Dadeville. The middle guard, Sam Gellerstedt, a sophomore from Montgomery. At right tackle, Paul Beauchamp, a junior from Tuscaloosa. And at right end, Mike Ford, a senior from Tuscaloosa. The left linebacker will be Bob Giles, a senior from Montgomery. The right linebacker, Mike Hall, a senior from Tarrant. At left halfback will be Donnie Sutton, who is scheduled to go both ways and will play part of the game offensively and part of the game defensively. A senior, 176 pounds, from Blunsville. The right side back, Mike Dean, a junior from Atlanta. And at safety, Tommy Wade, a junior from Dothan, Alabama. Now the starting lineup for the Auburn Tigers. Starting at split end will be Tim Christian, 186-pound senior from Covington, Georgia. At quick tackle, Richard Cheek, a 226-pound junior from Panama City, Florida. The quick guard, John McDonald, a 228-pound sophomore from Tuscumbia. At center, Tom Banks, a 230-pound junior from Birmingham. Strong guard, Bucky Howard, 218-pound senior from Birmingham. Strong tackle, Jerry Gordon, 230-pound senior from Chattanooga. The tight end, Al Giffen, 214-pound senior from Gainesville, Florida. The quarterback will be Lauren Carter, a 189-pound senior from Dalton, Georgia. At tailback for Auburn, Dwight Hurston, a 178-pound senior from Bremen, Georgia. Fullback, Larry Ellis, a 188-pound senior from Mobile. And the wingback, Connie Frederick, a junior from Montgomery, 194 pounds. The captains are meeting with the officials. Lauren Carter and Mike Colin out there for Auburn. Mike Hall, along with 14 other seniors for Alabama. And Alabama has won the toss, and Mike Hall indicates the Tide wants the wind. Alabama has taken that brisk northerly wind at their back in the first quarter. Clinton from Montgomery, Alabama. Well, the teams are ready. Alabama wearing the red this afternoon. Crimson jerseys, white numerals, white pants. Auburn wearing white this afternoon. Black numerals and orange and dark blue piping along the side of their trousers. Auburn deploys in position to receive. Cloudy skies overhead. Good, dry, firm field here as we start the ball game. Alabama against Auburn, the 33rd meeting between these two rivals. And here now is the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, John Forney.
Thank you, Stan, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Believe you me, excitement crackles through Legion Field. Jam-packed 70,000 fans on hand to see what will undoubtedly be a spectacular game. Jim Duke will kick off for Alabama, deep for Auburn, Courier, and Zapko. The kick is going towards Zapko's side at the 13-yard line. Zapko has it to the 25, to the 30, breaks away to the 35, and is hit straight up and dropped at the hash mark on the 35-yard line. Wayne Owen was there. Norris Hamer made the principal tackle as he slanted in from the end post, coming over from the right. So Alabama on defense. The Auburn Tigers rip the football on the hash mark on the west side of Legion Field. Auburn will start. Carter, Hurston, Ellis, and Frederick on the wing. Tim Christian, the fine split man, goes far to the right side. Frederick is flanked to the left. From the I formation, Loren Carter calls. Carter gives to his tailback, and Bob Childs slams him down with a fearsome tackle at the 36-yard line. That was Dwight Hurston, and you could hear the leather pop all the way up here. His forward motion took him a yard before Bob Childs, the senior linebacker from Tuscaloosa, slashed in there. Bob had a great game against the Miami Hurricanes, and it looks like he's picking up. Joe Kelly is in at safety. Joe Kelly, the sophomore, replacing Tommy Wade for a while this afternoon. Man in motion right as Loren Carter rolls right. He throws, completed to Hurston at the 35, away from one man, still on his feet, hit by Childs, still going, and is finally knocked out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Terrific second effort by Dwight Hurston, who was hit by several people, and Joe Kelly finally rolled him out of bounds. Tom Wigand and Mike Dean are the two sides backs. That's first down for Auburn, a 14-yard completion, a swing pass off to the right. Auburn operates in the split backfield. Carter takes, rolls left, looks one way, wants to throw. He throws, intercepted by Alabama's Mike Hall at the 43-yard line. Mike Hall plucks off his third interception of the year. That ball was tipped by a lineman. It wobbled a little bit, and Mike Hall claims it for Alabama at the 44-yard line, first and 10 for the Crimson Tide. So, in a game like this, a big game, turnovers are all important. The referee puts it back at the 43-yard line, and that's where Alabama will start their first offensive drive. Here is Hunter rolling right. He looks. He throws. Completed to Sutton and out of bounds in Auburn territory at the 48-yard line. Donnie Sutton takes it in, and Alabama going after Auburn just about the way Auburn went after Alabama, with a swing pass to the right. That's a 9-yard pickup at the 48-yard line in Auburn territory. Alabama has the ball on the hash mark. Opening moments of play. Only 1 minute has elapsed. 1 yard to go. Here's the handoff to Jelaba. Jelaba fighting for the first down yardage close to the Auburn 46-yard line. He was hit in there by David Campbell, and it's going to be close enough to necessitate a measurement. No, it's not. The official changes his mind. He says first down Alabama. Alabama, after a Mike Hall interception, has possession. Scott Hunter rolls to the left, run pass option. He's throwing, completed to Sutton, and at the 35-yard line. Ron Yarbrough over for Auburn saying he thought he was out of bounds, but the official says no, and it's another first down pickup at the 35-yard line. First and 10 for Alabama. Sutton is flanked to the right. Scott Hunter looks it over on a first down call. Here he's taking. He gives to Eddie Morgan on the counter play. Morgan gets away to the 20. He's trying to cut back to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Alabama! Eddie Morgan goes 36 yards, and that may be our longest run from scrimmage this year.
I believe it is, John.
Eddie Morgan, 36 yards for an Alabama TD. The Tide covering 57 yards in only 4 plays. And Alabama with 13-13 left in the first quarter. Lucky 13 if you're a Crimson Tide partisan. Watches and waits as Mike Dean will attempt the extra point. Frank Mann will hold the snap. The ball is placed. The kick is in the air. It is good. There's time out on the field with a score. Alabama 7, Auburn nothing. Go and Courier are deep. Here's the kick, again going to Courier's side. He takes it at the 16, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, and he's boomed down at about the 35-yard line. We'll wait as they unpile. Ken James had a hand in on that tackle. And Billy Blair, safety from Nashville, who has a bad ankle, was also there. So Auburn will put the ball in play just about where they started from originally. Loren Carter from the I formation takes, hands off, and going no place. There's his tailback, like he's thrown about a yard short. Sam Gellerstedt swam through and smacked him down, hitting Dwight Hurston. No gain, and it was Gellerstedt, who as a sophomore made All-SEC this year, who made the big play then. Loren Lauren Carter looks at the shifting side defense. Here's the handoff to Hurston again. Hurston to the 37-yard line. Bob Childs rips in there along with Randy Barron and Sam Gellerstedt to bring him down. At the 37, a 2-yard pickup. Larry Ellis, the fullback, goes in motion to the right. They flood the right side. Carter looks. Carter throws. Completed at the 45-yard line in Alabama territory to Dwight Hurston. Hurston gets to the 44-yard line before Mike Dean brings him down. So Alabama and Auburn going at each other with offensive thrust in mind. Mike Courier goes in replacing Hurston. Tom Wade goes in replacing Joe Kelly at the safety spot. Tommy Wade, the fine side junior, hurt his ankle in Miami, as you may remember. So his play today will be limited. 44-yard line, strong formation to the right. Lauren Carter dropping back, has good protection, throws, incompleted. I think he was throwing to little Mike Courier, but Courier ran a different pattern from the one Lauren Carter had in mind. Second down 10. The defender over there was Mike D. Alabama has a 4-man pass rush. Carter takes, drops back. He has some time. He throws. It is almost intercepted by Alabama's Tom Wigand at the 20-yard line. The pass was overthrown. It sailed over Courier's head. It hit Tommy Wigand, a very disappointed young man, right in the chest. Third down and 10 at the Alabama 44. 11:29 left. Alabama out front. 7-0. A man in motion on the far side. He recovers. Lauren Carter drops back. Flags are down. Carter's hit behind the line of scrimmage by Randy Barron. Mike Ford also there. But I think a flag was down on the far side. We'll see what the infraction was.
John, it appears here that Alabama will obviously decline the penalty because this will put Auburn into a punting position with about 3rd and 11.
Here's the snap to Frederick. He kicks it. He gets a very quick release. Donnie Sutton looks as if he might call for a fair catch. The ball hits on the 15, takes an Alabama bounce all the way up to the 25-yard line where it's hit there by Tom Banks of Auburn. And Alabama getting a good break there. The ball hit at about the 14, bounced directly back upfield, and Alabama has it 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line. So the Auburn passing is going to be dangerous this afternoon, no question about it. Alabama on the attack for the second time after the Auburn punt. It's tailback. Scott Hunter rolls to the right. Run pass option. Throws. And complete to Raniger at the 32-yard line. George tipped the ball. He was guarded over there by Rover Sonny Ferguson. We see Dude Hennessy and Sam Bailey of the Alabama coaching staff conferring down there on the bench. Hunter takes. Hands off to Eddie Morgan on the same touchdown play, except this time it goes for no gain. Dave Campbell was the primary tackler. Long count by Scott. He fumbles. But recovers at the 21-yard line. You know, we commented about the field. It's in pretty good shape, but not the best possible shape because right there in the center, it looks to be a little damp and slippery all the way up and down the field. Frank Mann is the Alabama punter. Here's the snap. He gets the kick. It is blocked. Picked up by Auburn's man, and he takes it into the end zone. Wait a minute. Let's see what the call is over here. They said the ball had been down. The punt was blocked at the 9-yard line. Number 49, Don Webb, picked it up and ran it into the end zone, but the officials judged that he had already downed the ball and could not advance it. So consequently, another lightning-like change with 9. Here's the snap. The handoff to Hurston. Hurston is hit by Mike Ford, and then my call as he gets to perhaps the 8-yard line. Second down and goal at the 8. Alabama has Alvin Samples in there on defense. So we'll have some two-way play by perhaps my call and others. The right side of the Auburn defensive line was responsible for blocking the punt. Carter calls. Carter rolling. Pitches out to Zofko. Zofko at the 10. Zofko goes to the 6-yard line and is pulled down by Randy Barron. Sam Gellerstedt was at the bottom of everything. Sammy really caused the play, and Barron finished it off. One of the Alabama defenders almost had him back at the 10, but Zofko slithered through. Third down call. Carter takes, drops back. He throws. Completed to Courier. Courier is hit and dropped by Mike Ford on a jolting tackle at the 5-yard line. Mike Ford really wrapped him up. So, Alabama has contained Auburn on 3 downs, and John Rat Riley comes in to attempt an Auburn field goal. Riley, fine field goal kicker. Here's the snap. The ball is placed down. The kick is in the air. It is good. There's timeout on the field with the score. Alabama 7, Auburn 3. Buddy C. and Donnie Sutton. Advancing on the ball is Riley. He kicks a low spinning kick that will be picked up by Buddy C. at the 9-yard line. C comes out to the 20. C close to the 25-yard line and down. So Alabama will put the ball in play at their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10. We have had less than 7 minutes elapsed in this football game, and it's already spectacular. 7-3, Alabama leading. In possession of the ball, the Crimson Tide. Bobby Swafford will be in at one of the flanker posts. Long count by Scott. He gives to Pete Moore. Moore gets a yard, and that's absolutely all as he goes over left tackle. Hunter takes, rolls out, now gives to Pete Moore. Moore to 30, Moore to 35, Moore across the 40 to the 41-yard line. That was the play that Eddie Morgan scored on, and Alabama has used it to excellent advantage. Sonny Ferguson made the stop on Pete Moore. The way that play works, Hunter rolls to his right as if he's rolling out to throw. Pauses. They almost hesitate a beat, and taking it on the handoff goes the tailback who swings in back against the grain. Rolling to the right. Scott Hunter looks. Scott Hunter throws. It is incomplete to Raniger at the 50-yard line. Don Webb trying to make an interception. Scott Hunter looks. He rolls out. He gets to Pete Moore. Moore is hit and dropped after he picked up about a yard or so. Harold Ham from Montezuma, Georgia, made the stop, and the officials say he failed the gain. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Conrad Fowler goes in to the left. Now Scott takes, drops back, looks, throws, completed to Pete Moore to the 50 and out of bounds at the 49-yard line, and it will be close to first down yardage. Let's see where they place the ball down. It's going to be very, very close, but from here it appears to be about 3 inches short.
John, the nose of that ball, it appears across the field, and we're looking at the hash mark, just, maybe 2 inches short. They didn't have to bring the ball into measure because the out-of-bounds play carried right to the stick. And let's see what Alabama will do. They're just across midfield. Scott Hunter wants the decision to come from the bench, so there is timeout on the field. And with timeout, the score, Alabama 7, Auburn 3.
Here's the snap back to man. He gets it kicked, and again they put a fine rush on him. McClinton calling for a fair catch. Takes it in at the 16-yard line, and that's where the Auburn Tigers will put the ball in play. 5:47 remains. Now, while we have this moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Alabama Football Network. Auburn with the flanker formation to the right. Carter takes. He's giving to Hurston. Hurston cutting outside. Is hemmed in and dropped at the 20-yard line. In that play were Mike Ford, Mike Dean, and Tommy Wade made the clinching tackle at the 21. Hurston, a senior from Bremen, Georgia, running with great determination because they had him hemmed in back there. He fought his way up for 5 yards. And these two superbly coached football teams are really making the leather pop loud and clear this afternoon. Last year's game, which was played under about the worst conditions imaginable, this year's under about the best, in the high 50s. 2nd down 5 at the 21-yard line. Carter takes. Carter to Currier. Currier cutting outside. Breaks back a middle. He gets his first down at about the 27-yard line. Red jersey swarmed him under at that point. Wade and Mike Ford primarily making the stop. It is 1st and 10 for Auburn at the 26, almost the 27-yard line. Alabama. Lauren Carter takes. Carter gives to Ellis. Ellis tries left tackle, gets about a yard, that's all. Mike Ford and Mike Riley combined to bring him down. Mike Hall, the 3rd Mike, had a hand in it also. A 1-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down 9. Alabama out front by a score of 7-3, but this game before 70,000 fans has been spectacular already, and we have more than 3 quarters remaining. He gives off to Currier, and Currier is hit by Sam Gellerstedt, who shot through quick as a panther and nailed him at the 25-yard line. A 2-yard loss. 5-yard line. From a split backfield. They are throwing this time. Carter is pressured. A screen pass over the center to Currier. Currier is hit and tackled at the 33-yard line. Tackle from behind. Mike Hall jumped in there to break up the screen and missed the tackler, but short of the first down.
That's exactly the same screen that Alabama set up against LSU a couple of weeks ago that worked so beautifully and set the tide up in the first quarter. Auburn executed the play, and that, of course, on the part of the Alabama defense was just a tremendous recovery. However, there is a penalty marker down. A penalty marker way back at the 12-yard line. And let's see what the call will be. Tim Christian is out there for Auburn. Alabama's Bob Childs, Mike Hall, and the Barkoff is going to go against Auburn, and it appears to be a major distance penalty, which will be half the distance to the goal line, taking it back to the 13-yard line, and let's see what the official's indication is. Illegal use of the hands on, or is that an illegal receiver downfield? I think an illegal receiver downfield, right.
Has a 10-man rush. He's protected well, and Frederick kicks it out of there to Donnie Sutton, calling for a fair catch and taking it in at the 47-yard line in Auburn territory. So Alabama will have excellent field position with 3:20 remaining to play in the first period, and the Tide is out front, 7-3 at the Auburn 47-yard line. George Raniger. Here is Scott Hunter rolling to the left, looking. He's throwing long and incomplete at the 15-yard line. He was going for Donnie Sutton. Larry Willingham, the side back on the right side, was with him all the way. But Scott Hunter was going for the bomb. He was not hesitating to throw deep on that. Scott Hunter calls against a 5-man Auburn rush. Hunter drops back. He has good protection. He throws. It is incomplete at the 35-yard line. A pass cutting in over the middle was a little overthrown. He was trying to find his tight end, Hunter Husband, on that. But the Auburn secondary covered very well. And although the Alabama line gave him good protection, they simply could not make the pattern work. Inside. Here's Hunter dropping back, looking. He throws. Incomplete. He was pressured and hit by primarily gotten away also. Here's the snap. He gets it and gets it away, and it's a good climbing high kick. Curling for the fair catch and taking it in at the 13-yard line is Buddy McClinton. Jim Hartley, the official, jumps in and says it's closer to the 14. First and 10 for the Tigers with 2:55 left. They're at their own 14-yard line. Loren Carter operates from a pro set backfield. Carter gives to Hurston. Hurston is hit behind the line of scrimmage and spun down. Mike Riley was the man who filtered through from the right side and pulled him down. 1-yard loss. Back to the 13-yard line. Second down, 11. 7-3, the tide out front. Second down, 11 yards to go. Loren Carter calls. Carter giving to his backer, gets Hurston, he gets to the 15, and that is all. He broke Gellerstedt's tackle on some determined running. Bob Childs and Mike Ford brought him down at the 15.
You know, that time, Johnny not only broke Gellerstedt's tackle, but I think he broke little Sammy's heart, because most of the time when Sammy gets a hand or a finger on somebody, they're going down. And Sammy had another one of those quick rushes that time, but some good running there broke the tackle.
Possibly the throw this time. Here is Carter taking, giving to Hurston. Hurston hit behind the line, gets away from Mike Ford, and now he's swarmed under at the 16 by red jerseys as they really fold him under. Bob Childs, Sam Gellerstedt, Tom Wiegand came in to get a hand on it. Mike Hall was on the bottom of everything. Fourth down coming, and Connie Frederick, the wingback who does the kicking, simply stays in, and Alabama sends a single safety. Donnie Sutton in. The line of scrimmage is the 16-yard line. So back on the 1, he waits for the snap. He gets it. He gets a good kick out of there. Donnie Sutton is calling for a fair catch in Alabama territory at the 48-yard line. Well, actually, they put the ball right down between the 47 and the 48. First and 10 Bama.
You know, John, you've got to give Connie Frederick a lot of credit, because he's gotten off 2 real good punts deep in his own territory and against a pretty stiff breeze that's about 12 miles an hour blowing right into his face. And
Scott Hunter takes an inside handoff, throws out, incomplete to Pete Moore at the 49-yard line. Barely off the fingertips of the Hopkinsville, Kentucky junior, and if he had a pretty good head of steam, he'd have taken it on for a few more yards. Now, he pitches back to Pete Moore. Moore is hit behind the line of scrimmage and pulled down by Bill James from Jasper. Throws him down behind the line of scrimmage at the 43-yard line. Scott Hunter taking, dropping back, looking. He throws. The ball is knocked down. As he throws, it was knocked down by Campbell and Boland. Alabama was trying to use that same screen right up the middle, but the Auburn boys are tall enough, both of them are 6'4", that they knocked the ball down. On Frank Mann, here's the snap. He gets the kick away, and it is a beauty. Buddy McClinton waits for it at the 10 and takes it down on a fair catch. Beautiful punt by Frank Mann and puts Auburn deep. So Mann did a lot of atoning for his block, I'm sure, in the minds of all Alabama fans, as he really kicked that one in the stratosphere. Only 8 seconds remain in a spectacular and exciting first period of play, as well you can expect it would be, between Alabama and the Auburn Tigers. Loren Carter takes. On a trap play, his fullback is hit by Gellerstedt for no gain. Dwight Hurston, the tailback that was carrying, I beg your pardon, and that is the final play of the first quarter. That is the end of the first period with the score. Alabama 7, Auburn 3. 1 and 10 to start the second quarter. Christian split to the right side. Loren Carter rolling left. Throws. It is incomplete at the 18-yard line. His intended receiver was wingback Connie Frederick. It'll be third down and 10. Guarding over there was Mike Dean, the junior from Atlanta, who made that brilliant 69-yard interception against the Miami Hurricanes a couple of weeks ago. Opening moments of play from Legion Field, and opening moments of play of the second quarter from Legion Field. Third down possession play for Loren Carter. The quarterback throws right. He hands to his tailback, who's hit down by a great tackle by Mike Riley. And his teammates just eluding Mike as he dropped him back on the 6-yard line. That was Hurston carrying and being enfolded sharply and swiftly by the senior from Mobile, Mike Riley. Donnie Sutton waits at the Auburn 42. Here's the snap. Alabama trying to put a rush. Frederick gets it away. Sutton calls for a fair catch and takes it in. Fumble! Auburn has recovered it at the 50-yard line. Ronnie Sutton called for a fair catch, took it in, fumbled it. And I think Al Giffen recovered for Auburn at the 50-yard line. So Alabama's defense, which has been magnificent, will once again be called on to come through with a Herculean effort. So Alabama got a break earlier on the interception. Auburn gets a big break on the fumbled punt. Way wide to the right. Loren Carter fakes inside. Has some time. He's throwing long to Christian. It is over everybody at the 10-yard line. Tom Wigand had rolled back and was right along with him stride for stride as the Tigers were trying to capitalize on the Alabama miscue and go for the quick bomb. 7-3. Alabama out front with 14:05 left to play in the half. He takes, drops back. Gillistead put a rush on him. They throw it intercepted by Mike Hall at the 50-yard line. How about that Mike Hall? Interception number 2, and the players are mobbing him as he comes over to the bench.
Now, if you were listening at the first of this ball game, you'll remember that Mike Hall's interception is the play that led to the Alabama 57-yard touchdown mark. And this time he's 2 yards further upfield at the Alabama 49-yard line, so Alabama gets the football right back.
Scott Hunter rolls out, looks, he throws, incomplete to Eddie Morgan at the 50-yard line. I think he was his safety valve man then. I'm not sure that Scott wanted to throw to him. Bobby Strickland was the defender, the little sophomore, the fine sophomore from Grand Bay. 2nd down and 10. Alabama going to the air, Auburn going to the air. And Mike Hall has plucked 2 of Loren Carter's aerials out of the air. High School and Pritchard with a long count. He rolls back. He gives to Eddie Morgan. Morgan across the 50. Morgan into Auburn territory at the 48-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down coming in about 7.
You know, credit this Auburn secondary, which is rated as one of the best in the South, with a tremendous game here in the first half. They've stopped Alabama's passing attack pretty well, except on the first series when Alabama completed 2. Alabama now has thrown 11 times for only 3 completions.
He fakes a draw play to Gilleva. He looks, he throws, completed to Hunter Husband at the 33-yard line. Hunter took it with Buddy McClinton draped on him, but he still pulled it down. A fine reception by the Nashville tight end. A big, big play by Hunter and Hunter Husband. They say his knee actually hit the ground at the 34, but it's 1st and 10 in Auburn territory for Bama with 13 minutes left to play in the half. Looks at the Auburn forward wall. Comes out, fakes inside. He's throwing. It's completed to Raniger. Raniger at the 30 is going to be dragged down at about the 29-yard line. He was cutting back in toward the center of the field, trying to elude Buddy McClinton and Don Webb, but he could not do that as they brought him down. The pickup of 5. 2nd down 5. Scott Hunter rolls out. He's got some time. He throws over everybody now as he had to get rid of the ball. It's out of bounds at the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Raniger was his intended receiver who had gone down and out. Also over in the same zone was Hunter Husband. Ronnie Rodham goes then. Takes, drops straight back now. He has to run himself, and he is dumped at the 34-yard line. Dave Campbell, the primary man who got back on him, so it'll be 4th down coming. Auburn put a fine rush that time on Scott Hunter. Here's the snap. He gets it. He boots toward the coffin corner on the far side. McClinton fakes the fair catch. The ball is bouncing at the flag.
John, I believe that ball went in. It was right at the flag, and it looked by about a margin of only a foot that it went into the end zone and then darted out of bounds, taking the strange hop that weird-shaped football can take, but it was very close to being out right along the 1-foot line. As it is, Auburn gets the ball out on the 20. Alabama leads by a score of 7-3 with 11 minutes, 25 seconds of playing time remaining in the first half.
Here's the handoff to the tailback who gets to the 24-yard line. That's Dwight Hurston. He's been the running workhorse for Alabama. Billy Scroggins brought him down, a senior from Jacksonville. Pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6. The Tide. Strong side is left. Fakes inside handoff. Heading back through. He's blitzing and throwing, and down is Mike Hall. Let me tell you something about Mike Hall as Loren Carter gets up to the 15-yard line and sort of looks around as if to say, where did that cat come from? Mike Hall blitzed through there and knocked him down at the 15-yard line. The 16 Alabama seniors chose Mike Hall to represent them as the captains met at the center of the field, and Mike is representing them very handsomely indeed. Loren Carter, draw play to Ellis up the middle. Ellis is hit and dropped at the 21-yard line by who? You guessed it, Mike Hall, the Tarrant City boy who is a senior and looking forward to a great pro career. So it is 4th down, and Connie Frederick will be called on again to punt, and he will be kicking with the breeze, and I believe it is picked up, if anything. Here's the snap. Frederick takes it. He kicks it, a wobbling kick that sort of hangs and bounces at the 50. Alabama just avoids it, and it bounces laterally and will be down by Auburn at the 47-yard line. Tim Christian downs the ball at the Alabama 47. So Alabama has had excellent field position on a number of occasions, a tribute to Auburn's defense.
You know, in this ball game, if you wanted to point out the high points, it certainly has been the fabulous defensive play of Alabama's line and linebackers and the tremendous defensive play of the Auburn secondary, which has pretty much taken Alabama's passing game away from them. Alabama's put the ball in the air 14 times, only 5 completions.
Scott Hunter looks over the 5-man rush. Here's the handoff to Buddy C. Buddy C to the 50. C into Auburn territory to the 45-yard line before Willingham pulls him down at the 45. Buddy C, the elusive little speedster from Dadeville, who slanted in and picks up a fine 8-yard run. Here's the handoff to Mickey Lee. Mickey Lee diving for first down yardage and not getting it close to the 43-yard line. Harold Ham and Mike Colin made the tackle. Hunter gives to Buddy C, and Buddy C gets that first down inside the 42-yard line. He rolled over the strong shoulders of Alvin Samples and Junior Davis, who butted their way forward and give Alabama a big first down at the 42-yard line. First down, number 6 for the Crimson Tide. 8. Dropping back is Scott. Scott throws, completed to Raniger, and Raniger is thrown out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Pickup of about 3 yards. Don Webb throws him out at that point. Alabama dropping back is Scott. Scott throws, completed to Raniger, and Raniger is thrown out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Pickup of about 3 yards. Don Webb throws him out at that point. Alabama going with the wide. Well, they put the ball down closer to the 40, actually, so we'll call it a 2-yard pickup. Scott Hunter. Hunter pitching out to Mickey Lee. Lee cutting inside of the 40. He's hit. He fumbles the ball, and it is picked up by Auburn, but it will be downed at the 27-yard line. It'll be downed at the 27-yard line. Mickey Lee was hit from a jolting tackle. Bobbled the ball forward, and Auburn claims it at the 27. Strickland got it, the linebacker. That was the way they've been hitting out there, believe you me. Jerry Duncan and Jimmy Sharp take the offensive line over immediately. Sit them down, say, rest while you got a chance, and go over a few diagrams with them on the Alabama bench. They have the strong side to the left. Lauren Carter pitches back to Currier. Currier trying to get outside. Goes to the 30, and Tommy Wade butts him out of bounds at the 34-yard line. A 7-yard pickup for Mike Currier, who got a good block from, I believe it was Christian across the way to spring it. From the 27 to the 34. Second down, 3 yards to go. We have 7 minutes, 13 seconds left in the half. 7-3, Alabama out front. That's Lauren Carter, who rolls to the right. Pitching out this time to Currier coming to the right. Currier cuts in. He is hit and will be swarmed down by the red jerseys at about the 33-yard line. He got close to first down yardage. Mike Hall made the big play on that as he butted the interference in. Mike Ford made the stop. Man in motion to the left. Flag on the play as Alabama's Wayne Owen read the play perfectly, dashed back and throws the ball carrier at the 26-yard line.
On this play, flags were flying, and it appeared that Auburn was in motion before the snap. If so, Alabama certainly will decline the penalty. We've only had one penalty actually marked off in this game, 15 against Auburn. This time, the procedural penalty against the Auburn Tigers is declined by Alabama after that big play by Wayne Owen. It uses up and down, and they lose more than 5 on the play. Auburn now is 3rd down and 11.
Here's the snap to Frederick. Frederick gets an end-over-end kick. Mike Dean takes it into the 38, gets away from one tackler, and is spun out of bounds at the 42-yard line. About a 4-yard return for Mike Dean as he took the end-over-end kick off the toe of Connie Frederick from the 38 to the 42. And again, Alabama with excellent field position. 6 minutes, 19 seconds remain to play in the half. 7-3, Alabama out front over Auburn. They scored the first time they got the football. Auburn then blocked the punt and kicked a 22-yard field goal. That's the way the scoring is gone. Taking the handoff is Pete Gillaba. Gillaba gets perhaps 2 yards before he is butted down by Bill James, the defensive end, who had some help from Mike Colin. From the split backfield, Scott Hunter pitching out to Pete Moore. Pete Moore to the 45. Pete Moore to the 49-yard line before Ron Yarborough and Larry Willingham roll him down. Alvin Samples pulling out in front of him, making a key block to spring him upfield that far. Third down, a long 2 yards to go. The ball just shy of the 50-yard line. Scott Hunter fakes inside, throws to Pete Moore, who takes it into Auburn territory to the 41-yard line. Pete Moore did a juggling act at the 45, but gathered it in and took it down to the 41. First and 10 for Alabama. Don Webb made the stop. A little side back from Scottsboro. George Raniger wide to the left. Here's the pitch out to Pete Moore. Moore is hit and goes no place. Strickland led the tacklers. Heck, he might even have lost a yard. A flag down. I believe Auburn might be called for hitting a little late. Scott Hunter called. Hunter rolls right on the run pass option. He's being pressured. He throws. It is, I'm not sure whether it's intercepted by Auburn on the far side of the playing field. Don Webb intercepted it out of Donnie Sutton's hands at the 22-yard line. So we have 4 minutes, 47 seconds left. You have to credit Mike Colin, who blitzed on that one, put some pressure on Hunter, helping with the interception.
In the first half of this ball game, both teams have now turned the ball over 3 times. Alabama's recovered 2 Auburn fumbles and intercepted 1 pass. Auburn has recovered 2 Alabama fumbles, and now they intercept their first pass of the afternoon.
Loren Carter is the quarterback. Carter gives on a draw play, and Mike Hall busts the man. No gain whatsoever. Mike Hall really put some timber to that ball carrier. Mike Courier was the ball carrier. Here is fake to Zofko, throwing and intercepting for Alabama is Tom Wiegand at the 38-yard line. Tommy Wiegand intercepts for the Crimson Tide.
Well, there's another turnover. Auburn now has had 3 passes intercepted here in the first half. Tommy Wiegand has 1. Mike Hall has picked off 2.
Scott Hunter rolls out, gives to Eddie Morgan. Morgan gets about 2 yards to the 35-yard line. And Ham at the 35. Scott Hunter drops back. He throws, completed to Pete Moore at the 40. Moore to the 35, cutting into the 30. Moore gets inside the 25. Pete Moore to the 21-yard line, and listen. Bonnie Strickland and Don Webb made the stop, but not until after Pete Moore had made a fine run. The sun trying to break through the overcast sky here in Birmingham. From the I formation, Scott Hunter is giving on a power play to Eddie Morgan. Morgan gets across the 20 to about the 19-yard line. David Campbell was the principal tackler. Vince Bolin helped out. They give him Scott Hunter's attack. Takes an inside handoff. Looks. He throws to Pete Moore at the 10-yard line. Pete Moore is down at the 10, and that's the first down for Alabama at the 10-yard line.
For Pete Moore, that is his 3rd pass reception of the first half, and Moore has been the main target. Alabama throwing to the backside of the backfield, Auburn covering the split people. And that has been Alabama's big play here on this drive with a first down goal to go. And Alabama will have to score a touchdown. That ball straddles the 10, so they'll have to get in the end zone. And right now, Auburn wants a timeout. So
first and 10 at the 10. Scott Hunter rolls. Hunter looks. He overthrows Pete Moore at the 6-yard line. In all fairness to Scott, he had to get rid of that ball a little quicker than he intended to. And Pete hadn't quite looked around to adjust to it. But Auburn's right side put a big rush on Scott Hunter. So Scott Hunter goes strong side to the right. Eddie Morgan sweeping. Eddie Morgan to the 10. Eddie gets to about the 8-yard line. Buddy McClinton brought him down. Alabama went for the power sweep, the Green Bay sweep, getting the ball inside the 8. It's actually at the 7.5-yard line. The ball. Man in motion to the left. Scott Hunter takes. Hunter looks. Hunter throws to tight end to the 1-foot line. Hunter Husband takes it. Scott Hunter made a brilliant play on that as he rolled to his left, spited his tight end, and he wheeled around and hit him. So Alabama with 4th and 1 foot. And they send Mike Hall in, and he's got to put on a new jersey. He's got to wear number 82 because he's going in at tight end. Paul Beauchamp tries to help him on with it, and Alabama has obviously called a timeout. Scott Hunter calls. Hunter gets to Morgan, who scores. Eddie Morgan takes it in for Alabama as he rolled over. Fine block by Pete Moore. They went 38 yards in 8 plays to score this one. And Mike Dean is in to attempt the extra point. waiting. Here's the snap. The ball is placed down. The kick is in the air. It is good. There's timeout on the field with the score. Alabama 14, Auburn 3. Here is Jim Duke advancing on the ball, kicking against the wind. It's a short kick going only to the 24-yard line. It's taken there up to the 30, up to the 39-yard line comes Mac Crawford, the second-string fullback. Alvin Samples brought him down, and Alvin is a little slow getting up over there. And the Alabama boys hurry over to minister to that All-Southeastern Conference guard. He just got knocked woozy, I think. And Alabama simply has a four-man rush. Tommy Traylor's in there now. Traylor keeps the ball, and Traylor is hit by a fellow Montgomeryan, Sam Gellerstedt. Tommy Traylor, who played his football at Lee, was hit by Sam Gellerstedt, and I believe it was a penalty play. Illegal procedure against the Auburn Tigers. He's an excellent rollout passer. Here's the handoff to Hurston, and Gellerstedt really put the timber to him right at about the line of scrimmage. Sam Gellerstedt made Southeastern Conference, and he's showing the folks exactly why. Traylor drops back, looks. He's pressured. He gets away from under the 35, and he's hit down by Mike Ford at the 40-yard line. And Auburn then elects to take their final timeout, and 41 seconds remain in the first half of play. Alabama has scored on a 36-yard Eddie Morgan run and a 1-foot Eddie Morgan plunge. Man in motion left. Here is Traylor fading back, throwing in and out of the hands of Dwight Hurston at the 40-yard line. 36 seconds remain. That could have been a long gainer because Hurston had cut in behind the linebacker, and he was open, slid it off of his fingertips. They want to take a 14-3 lead if they can into the dressing room at the halftime. Frederick does punt, and it's a tall climbing kick that hits at the Alabama 18. Goes to the 10, goes inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. White jerseyed Auburn boys surround it and down it at the 7.
Now, Alabama should have no trouble running the clock out from this point because, as John mentioned a moment ago, Auburn took their last time out to stop the clock to get another play underway during that last four-play series. So Alabama really can run one play here, and before they have to run a second, the clock will expire because unofficially we have Auburn using all of their timeouts, Alabama with one timeout remaining. The time showing 24 seconds in the first half.
24 seconds left. Scott Hunter just simply takes the ball and drops on it, and Ron Yarber drops on him. And that should be the last play of the first half, and it's been a spectacular one. We'll be pleased to be hearing from Governor Albert Brewer, who is watching with pride, I'm sure, at both of his state's universities here at the half, and also from George Olson of the Gator Bowl. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. That is the end of the first half of play with the score. Alabama 14, Auburn 3. We will have halftime comments shortly. The wind here in the third quarter is Rat Riley, Buddy C., and Donnie Stutner deep. Riley gets a tremendous foot into the football. It's out of bounds inside the 10. As he sort of hooked that one, to use a golfing parlance. Hooked that one so it will be a legal procedure call against Auburn, and they'll come back and kick it from their 35. Alabama won the opening toss, with Captain Mike Hall electing to take the win, and apparently Auburn, who has the second half choice, has done the same thing. The kickoff to get the second half underway. Riley advances. He kicks another fine kick, going down to the 3-yard line, taken by Buddy C. C comes out to the 10. C comes out to the 25. He is folded down at about the 28-yard line. Ronnie Ross, Larry Willingham bring him down at the 28. Buddy was turning it on as he thought he saw a gap, and the Auburn boys came in to cover it up. A 25-yard return by Buddy C. Scott Hunter looks at the Auburn line. Hunter rolls out, gives to his tailback, Pete Moore. Moore across the 30. He gets to the 33-yard line. It's Eddie Morgan. Eddie Morgan running the football, and Ron Yarber finally brings him down. And a 5-yard pickup by Eddie Morgan. The other setback will be Pete Moore. As we have commented, Pete Gillaba, the Tide's regular fullback, has had a bad back. This has been an injury-plagued season for Alabama, but the Alabama team is rising to heights of greatness this afternoon. 5-yard pickup, second down 5. The pitch out to Pete Moore. Moore getting inside, gets to the 35, to the 36-yard line perhaps. Mike Colin was over there, but Harold Ham made the principal tackle. So it'll be third down and a long 2 yards to go at the 36. Ronnie Rodham comes in, and so does Bobby Swafford. We're glad to report that Alvin Samples was leading the blocking on that. Alvin was hurt on a kickoff play and left the field of combat early, but he is back and in action, and we're glad to report that. Third, Scott Hunter takes. Hunter fakes one time, throws out, almost intercepted by Auburn's Bobby Strickland at the 36-yard line. The pass was thrown behind Pete Moore, and diving for it was Bobby Strickland. He could not get to it. And if he had gotten it and kept his balance, he may have gone all the way into the end zone. So, single safety upfield. Here's the snap. Man boots it up. Fine kick. Driving Buddy McClinton all the way back to the 18-yard line. McClinton comes up to the 25, and he is really belted down at the 25-yard line. Charlie Ferguson was one of them down there, and Ronnie Rodham was the other. So Alabama's defense, which was absolutely magnificent in the first half, limiting the Auburn Tigers to only 54 yards total offense. Coach Bryant said, almost unbelievable the way offense is taken over, but you still win them sometimes by defense. Lauren Carter is back in. Carter pitches back to Dwight Hurston, who has been his workhorse. Hurston gets it to the 29-yard line. Mike Hall led the tacklers along with Barron and Childs to smack him down. Dwight Hurston has been the workhorse for the Tiger backfield in the running department. Wide to the left. Now Carter fumbles the ball as he takes it back. He's going to keep it himself to the 30, getting back to the 40, across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Lauren Carter on the keeper. It was a run-pass option, sort of a single wing looking play as he swept around, and Mike Hall was the man who finally got to him, and the officials say he hit him at the 40. 12:45 left to play. That's Auburn's fourth first down of the afternoon. At the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Stands across the way, waving the orange and blue pennant, saying go. Frederick is winged back to the left. Here is Carter, keeping himself, and Mike Hall jolts him down to the 42. Bob Childs had a hand in it as the two great senior linebackers, and I don't think that's an exaggeration as a team. Mike Hall and Bob Childs have been great for Bama.
You know, John, if you allow yourself to think about next year, Alabama is certainly going to have a tough time replacing Childs and Hall, two of the finest linebackers in the country, where Auburn's defensive unit does not have a single senior, and they return the entire defensive unit next year.
Down 8 at the 42-yard line. Dropping straight back is Lauren Carter. He throws, completed to the 42-yard line inside territory to Christian. Christian is hit down at the 38-yard line. Mike Hall missed him the first time around, got him the second. So the Carter to Christian senior combination clicks brilliantly for the Auburn Tigers, gives the fans new hope for the Tigers as they are in Alabama territory at the 38, notching their 5th first down. Alabama out front. Here is Lauren Carter dropping back, tripping once. It's intercepted by Tommy Wiegand as he throws to the 35-yard line. Tommy Wiegand gets his second interception of the day.
Now, Wayne Owen had a blitz that time going. Out of the rover slot, Owen was blitzing, put tremendous pressure on Carter, who had to throw quickly and threw off target. Tommy Wiegand now has 2 interceptions, Mike Hall 2. And another time, Alabama stopped an Auburn drive that was probably their best of the ball game and takes over at the 35-yard line.
Scott Hunter rolling to the right on a run-pass option. Is going to keep himself, butts in and carries the ball to the 39-yard line. And he was hit by the big boy, Vince Bolin, from Grand Bay after a 4-yard pickup. One of the Alabama boys and Ron Yarborough were sort of in a rooster fight up on the 45-yard line. Scott Hunter takes, looks back, fakes once, throws, incomplete to George Raniger off his fingertips at the 44-yard line in Auburn territory. Flag on the play at the 39. Let's see what the consultation will be.
Auburn was penalized 33 yards in the first half. Alabama did not have a penalty call against them, but this one appears to be against Alabama. Auburn being consulted here. Mike Cullen, the defensive captain, is going to decline the penalty, apparently, a procedural penalty against Alabama. Now, of course, Coach Bryant so often stresses the fact that you can't have a lot of penalties and win a football game. Alabama, with the decline of the penalty, still has not had 1 yard marked off against them in penalties.
The worksman split backfield. He now shifts Eddie Morgan into the slot on the right. Drops straight back. He has some time. He throws. It is complete to Eddie Morgan at the 50-yard line. Morgan to the 40. Morgan inside the 36 to the 36-yard line. Willingham brought him down, and Eddie Morgan, having a brilliant afternoon, he was flying. So Alabama in possession at the Auburn 36-yard line.
John, I don't think I've ever seen Eddie Morgan run any harder than he has run in this ball game this afternoon.
Coach Bryant has often said how much you have to depend on seniors, and my, how these seniors have come through this afternoon. Plus a couple of sophomores like Hunter and Gellerstedt. Under the center, Scott Hunter rolls out, run pass option. He's going to keep it himself, and is bumped out of bounds across the way on the Auburn bench. Bobby Strickland, the linebacker on the left side, bumping Scott Hunter out of bounds after he picked up maybe 3 yards to the 33. It'll be second down and 7 yards to go. Scott Hunter rolls out, now hands to his tailback over the dive play over the left side. Mike Cohen makes the stop at about the 32-yard line. It was Eddie Morgan. Eddie came into this game with 113 carries, 360 yards. Drops back. He's got some time. He throws out of bounds to Bobby Swofford as he gathers it in at the 18-yard line. Bobby Swofford takes it in for the first down at the 18. Hunter laid the pass in there perfectly, and Swofford reached up over the head of defending Don Webb to pull it in and drag his feet as he was bumped out of bounds. A fine play by the Heflin Hawk, Bobby Swofford. Alabama moving against the wind in the all-important last quarter. They will have the benefit of the trailing wind. Here's Hunter coming back, fakes one time. He throws and complete the 13-yard line to George Raniger. Willingham was the defender. Griff Langston hurries in. It'll be second down 10 from the 18-yard line. Scott Hunter gives to Eddie Morgan. Morgan gets inside close to the 16-yard line. Ron Yarborough brought him down. So it'll be third down coming.
Good play for Yarborough, who caught Morgan one-on-one. Eddie had just made the cut into the line and was cutting to the outside, and had he been able to get past Yarborough, he would have had a sizable gain. But Ron made a good, solid, firm stop on Morgan.
Scott Hunter rolls left, looks, throws, completed to Hunter Husband. Hunter Husband to the 5, inside the 5, the 4-yard line. Buddy McClinton brings him down. But that was the same play that they used to set up their second score as Hunter rolls to the left, sees Hunter cutting in toward the center, pivots around and hit him. First and goal for Alabama. Scott Hunter takes, rolls out, looks, throws, completed to Mike Howell, who was playing tight end. Mike Howell has done everything. How about that? Stand this Mike Hall.
Well, you know, John, I mentioned the fact that Mike was put in there for blocking purposes, and I'm sure that Auburn thought the same thing. And I watched the play unfold. Mike made a block and then just sort of filtered into the end zone, turned around and waited, and there was no defensive back near him, and Hunter hit him. So I'm sure that's a great wrap-up to Mike's career, because now he has done everything.
65 yards and 10 plays. The ball is placed down. Mike Dean kicked it through the upright. There's time out on the field with the score, Alabama 21 and Auburn 3.
21-3 ahead of Auburn. Duke will kick off.
Advancing on the ball is Jim Duke. Gets a good foot into the ball, and Zafko sees Currier taking it to 13. Currier to the 25. Currier to the 30, to the 31-yard line and down on a penalty play. Flag dropped over there at the 32-yard line. That was Wayne Rhodes, one of the boys in there that made the stop. Wayne Owen was also there, and Roger Crossan was there.
Normally on a penalty call like this, on a return, it's against the offensive team, and that it is. Auburn, with 33 yards in penalties against them so far in the game, catches another major distance penalty. Back to the 13-yard line, there was a clip on the kickoff return. So
Carter gives to Hurston, and Billy Scoggins rips him down back to the line of scrimmage at about the 14-yard line. And the Alabama defense has been absolutely magnificent. There are no other ways to describe it. That's a 4-yard loss from the 18 back to the 14. Carter giving to Hurston. Hurston on a power sweep. Gets to the 20-yard line, to the 22-yard line before he is down. Bob Childs was the principal tackler. Wigan helping out. Carter dropping straight back. He throws, completed at the 21-yard line to Hurston. Hurston gets it out to perhaps the 24. Wayne Owen brought him down. So it'll be fourth down coming. Joe Kelly has been in at safety. Now Roger Crossan is coming in, replacing Joe. So kicking with the breeze will be Connie Frederick. He takes, he boots it. Calling for a fair catch and taking it in is Mike Dean at the 36-yard line in Alabama territory. Tom Banks was down under it, and Wigan gave him a block. We've seen Neb Hayden warming up a couple of times. Ned Hayden is the fine quarterback from Charlotte who has not played any this year because of a broken collarbone, but his physical situation is such that he may see a little action a little later on. He was redshirted last year. Scott Hunter giving to Buddy C. Buddy C. across the 35 to the 36, and Ron Yarborough, 6'2", 208 pounds, from Columbus, Georgia, decks him at that point. Lee from Enterprise. Hunter dropping back. Hunter throws. Completed to Conrad Fowler at the 48-yard line. So Scott Hunter has been very much on target here in the second half.
Scott has thrown 29 times, 15 completions, and 1 touchdown. But the best thing that Scott's been able to do is in the critical third down long yardage situation is find the receiver.
Ron is breaking through, particularly for Alabama fans, I guess. The handoff goes to Buddy C, who breaks the tackle, gets that side of the 50, and is really jolted down at about the Auburn 44-yard line. Larry Willingham and Weathers were the two tacklers, and they combined to really jolt him down. Here's Hunter taking, giving to C. C is hit by Ron Yarborough on a jolting tackle at the 44. While we have this opportunity, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Alabama Football Network. Alabama in a power formation. Buddy C is hit behind the line of scrimmage on a good play by Bill James, the junior from Jasper, a penalty play at the 45-yard line. It is a legal procedure against Alabama, declined by Auburn. And McClinton is calling for a fair catch and takes it in at the 14-yard line. He was closely guarded by Ronnie Rodham and Griff Langston. They give him an advance to the 15. We'd like to salute the 4 high school state champions here on the Alabama Football Network. Class AA, Lowndes County, Class 2A, Gordo, Class 3A, Russellville High, and Class 4A, a team that sort of makes a habit of that, Sidney Lanier. First and 10 for the Auburn Tigers from the split backfield. They pitch back to Zafko. Zafko gets it across the 15, maybe picks up a yard. Barron and Hall were the tacklers. And the slot formation to the left. Now Lorin Carter is dropping back. He throws, completed to Zafko and dropped. Wayne Owen just sort of went over to tag him, and Zafko, well, you might. Man in motion left. Here is Carter taking on a quarterback draw to the 20, to the 25. He is hit and dropped shy of the 30-yard line. And I think the most punishing play on that was one of his own offensive tackles who tried to jump over him and block him and fell on top of it. Tommy Wiegand made the stop. That's a first down as he got it just shy of the 30. Man in motion left. Here is Carter taking on a quarterback draw to the 20, to the 25. He is hit and dropped shy of the 30-yard line. And I think the most punishing play on that was one of his own offensive tackles who tried to jump over him and block him and fell on top of it. Tommy Wiegand made the stop. That's a first down as he got it just shy of the 30. Man in motion left is Courier. Auburn was in motion. Throwing out and incomplete was Lorin Carter. Auburn's right tackle definitely in motion. Flags were thrown immediately on illegal procedure play. Onto the center. Lorin Carter, second down, 10. He looks. He wants to throw long. He does to Courier. Courier to 42. Courier to the 25. Courier to the 10, the 5. Courier scores a touchdown for Auburn. Lorin Carter connected with Mike Courier down the far sideline. And it was a beautiful and spectacular scoring play. And Auburn gets back in the football game with 2:48 left to go in the third quarter. 21-9, and Red Riley will attempt to make it 21-10. Buddy McClinton will hold. Red Riley will do the kicking. Here's the snap. The ball is placed down. Riley kicks it through. There's time out on the field with a score. Alabama 21, Auburn 10.
70-yard scoring play. Auburn's back in it now. It's 21-10 Alabama. Auburn's Riley will kick off to Alabama.
Riley will kick, and he'll have the breeze behind him. He advances on the ball. Here's the kick, and it's a good one. Going to the far side to Donnie Sutton's side. Sutton takes it at the 5. Sutton comes out to the 10. Sutton pulls his way across the 22, perhaps the 23-yard line, before he is pulled down.
John, there was a flag that dropped right in the middle of that pile. right at the 22-yard line, and there's going to be a penalty call. And let's see who it'll be against. Right there at the 22 where the tackle was made, there could have been a late tackle or a face mask tackle as Auburn is moving back upfield. Auburn's been penalized 48 yards, and they're going to lose 15 more here. The indication is personal foul.
Scott Hunter under center. Hunter gives to Eddie Morgan. Morgan gets it to perhaps the 40-yard line. That's all. He was hit down by Mike Colin at that point. Here's a trap play with Morgan, taking outside to the 45, to the 50, into Auburn territory at the 48-yard line. And Eddie Morgan is having his finest day in a crimson jersey, in my opinion. At the 48, 1st and 10 for Alabama. The referee waves the clock back into action. Hunter gives to Morgan. Morgan at left tackle gets no place. Vince Bolin, the primary tackler, and Ross came over to help out. So it'll be 2nd down 10. Scott Hunter drops back. Looks. Throws. Incomplete at the 34-yard line. Willingham was guarding, doing a fine job on George Raniger. They both went for the ball, and it dropped. So it'll be 3rd down and 10. 21-10 is the score. Alabama out front over the Tigers. 3rd and 10. Scott Hunter looking. Hunter throwing. Incomplete. Intended for Hunter Husband at the 30-yard line. I think maybe there might have been a little busted signal on that because Hunter was looking for a man and could not find it. So Alabama will be punting. Frank Mann goes in to kick. The line of scrimmage is the Auburn 48, and the Auburn students across the way in the east stand waving the orange and blue, saying, "Come on, Tigers." Here is the snap. He has to hurry. He gets it away, end over end, and McClinton takes it at the 13. McClinton is hit once and pulled down by Eddie Morgan as he gets up to maybe the 19-yard line. McClinton kept his balance nicely, but Morgan simply wouldn't turn him loose, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Auburn at their own 19-yard line. Alabama's defense had played practically errorless football until the 70-yard pass play from Carter to Courier a few moments ago. Alabama shifts its defense. Here is a draw play to Larry Ellis. Ellis gets across the 25, fumbles, and the ball is recovered by Alabama's Tommy Wade at the 30-yard line.
Wait a minute, John. One official, I think, has said one thing, and the other another. It looks obviously like a fumble, but Auburn is being awarded the football. Coach Paul Brown is upset about that one. That fumble occurred when the play was underway, and I don't know what the call was, but in any event, the ball is given to Auburn.
Well, that's it. They are giving Auburn the football at the 28-yard line. I don't know exactly what the justification on that will be. It'll be interesting to read about it. Slot formation to the left. The handoff to Larry Ellis. Mike Hall hits Larry Ellis as he gets to the 30, but it is a 1st down. Mike Ford also in there on the tackle. Rolling back to the right is Carter. Carter is throwing, completes it to the 47-yard line to Frederick. Frederick to the 40, Frederick to the 38-yard line in Alabama territory. So Auburn is not out of this football game yet by any manner of means. Wingback Connie Frederick slanting in, took a fine pass from Lauren Carter, took it out to the 39-yard line. Hurrying into the Alabama lineup is Mike Hand at defensive left end for Billy Scoggins. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. The horn blows, ending the 3rd quarter with the score, Alabama 21, Auburn 10. Carter takes, pitches out wide to Courier. Courier to the 40. Courier is hit by Tommy Wade and drops as he gets to about the 33-yard line. So Auburn seemed to take heart with that 70-yard pass play, and they've come fighting back as we start the 4th quarter. 21-10. Carter's dropping back. He has some time. He's throwing long for Christian. He cannot get it. And interference has been called on Alabama at the 4-yard line. Interference is called on Alabama, and it'll be 1st and goal for Auburn at the Alabama 4-yard line. Lauren Carter giving to Courier. Courier goes no place as Mike Hall leads the Crimson Jerseys through. Sam Gallistad on the bottom of everything. It'll be 2nd down and goal, 21-10. Alabama out front, and Auburn is threatening. Dwight Hurston comes in replacing Mike Courier. Loren Carter. Carter barks his signals. He's rolling right on a run pass option. He fakes once, throws. It is completed to Frederick for a touchdown in the end zone. 21-16. This game has changed with dramatic suddenness. Auburn is back in it. 21-16 with 13:46 left to play in the football game. Auburn goes 81 yards in 7 plays. Loren Carter rolls to the right. Looks, he may keep himself. He's hit short of the goal line. Loren Carter hit short of the goal line. So the going for 2 effort fails, and the score is, there is time out of the field with the score Alabama 21, Auburn 16. Riley will be kicking against the breeze as twilight begins to fall over Legion Field. Riley advances. He drills one to the far side to Betty C at the 5-yard line. C comes back to the 10. He's to the 20, and that's all as he is wrapped up at that point by the Auburn Tigers at the 20-yard line. A 15-yard return for Betty. Wallace Clark was one of them that made the tackle as the Auburn specialty team sped down. So Alabama fighting 2 things. The Auburn Tigers and the clock now. They lead 21-16. They have relatively poor field position compared to what they have had most of the afternoon. Richard Grammer rolls them out. Donnie Sutton wide to the right. Here's the handoff that is kept by Scott Hunter. Hunter to 25. Hunter is carried out of bounds after he gets his first down at the 31-yard line. Scott Hunter made a beautiful fake, and Eddie Morgan carried it off beautifully, and they get Alabama out of a deep hole. Webb and Ham roll him out of bounds after Scott picked up 11 big yards and a first down for Alabama. He takes. Now he gives to Pete Moore. Moore finds hard yardage as he gets about 2 yards to the 33. David Campbell led the tacklers. Harold Ham helped out. 21-16. Alabama was leading, as Stan Siegel commented. Hunter takes. Hunter looks. Hunter throws over the head of Donnie Sutton at the 45-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 8 coming at the 33-yard line. Bobby Swafford and Ron Rodham go in for Alabama. The field lights have been turned on at Legion Field. It's been an overcast day. The sun has peeked out occasionally. But it has been a great football game, the 33rd renewal of Alabama and Auburn. They're not sure whether or not, of course, he really will punt. He takes. He does kick it. A high one that's sort of floating up there, and McClinton takes it, fumbles it, bobbles it. Alabama, Bobby Swafford picks it up. He's tackled, but Alabama has recovered the fumble at the 31-yard line.
Now, John, on that rule, of course, Bobby Swafford took the ball and ran down to the 7. But in collegiate football, once that ball touches the ground, you cannot run with it. In high school football, you can, and we saw that happen last night in the Gordo St. Jude game. In professional football, you can, but when that ball hits the ground, it cannot be run. But in any event, Alabama has the ball with a big break at the Auburn 32-yard line.
Up under center is Scott Hunter. Hunter drops back. He's going to throw. He's throwing to Raniger. Incomplete at the 4-yard line. Hunter wanted to go immediately for the bomb, and he did. Down the right sideline to George Raniger. Defending was Don Webb. 32-yard line is the line of scrimmage. 12:36 left to play. Hunter takes, fakes inside handoff, throws, completed to Pete Moore at the 30, down to the 29-yard line. Goes Pete Moore. Mike Colin made the stop on him on a good defensive play as he reacted quickly and came back to make the stop. Langston and Rodham go in for Alabama. 21. Scott Hunter operates from a split pro-type backfield. He looks. He's being pressured. He throws. Completed to Swafford at the 15-yard line. Swafford is down. 1st and 10 for Alabama. Swafford recovered the fumble a few moments ago, and he comes up with a key reception there.
John, we don't keep this in the booth, but how many times this afternoon has Alabama been faced with 3rd and long yardage, and Alabama's Scott Hunter has come through to hit his receiver and to make the big play?
Those are the plays you have to make, and the fine sophomore has made them today. Hunter takes, gives to Eddie Morgan. Morgan trying to get outside, cuts inside to the 13 and is spun down at that point. Ronnie Ross and Buddy McClinton made the stop at the 13-yard line. Now, Alabama should be well in field goal range. They have man in motion to the right. Scott Hunter dropping back. He throws to Eddie Morgan. Morgan is hit immediately at the 14-yard line by Mike Colin. He's driven back they give him his forward progress to the 13. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 at the 13-yard line. Ronnie Rodham hurries in at center. Hunter rolls to the left, looks, throws, and it's batted down. Ball is batted down incomplete. Scott Hunter was going for his tight end. Bolin and Ham knocked it down. And let's see. Here's the snap. The ball is placed down. The kick is in the air. It is good. There's time out of the field of play. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. There is a flag down. A flag down at the 20-yard line.
Well, let's see, John. Alabama's unit started to move off, and now Auburn is being consulted.
Advancing on the ball is Wilder. He boots. He gets a good kick. That drives Zotko back to the 1-yard line. Now Zotko comes out to the 15. He runs over his own man at the 20, falls forward to about the 23-yard line. Roger Crossan and Norris Hamer were there to help him down. So it's 1st and 10 for the Auburn Tigers at their own 23-yard line. A 30-yard field goal for Mike Dean adds to the Alabama point total. 24-16 is the score. Auburn Hudson in motion to the right. The Tide defense rotates that way. Rolling to the right is Carter. Mike Ford hits him. He gets away from one man, but not the other. Mike Ford just simply wouldn't turn him loose. And he knocks him down at the 13-yard line.
You know, Mike Ford for Alabama's had so many big plays this year, and you really wonder, had Mike not injured that shoulder in the first part of the year, and he's played with it all year, what a great football player he could have been.
Mike grabbed a hold of him, and just like the proverbial leech, he would not let go. So Carter will probably come out throwing. No, it's a draw play. As he gets to his fullback, who gets to the 15 to the 17-yard line, Larry Ellis, and he is hit down sharply. Mike Hall had him primarily, and as they umpire, Mike Ford also had a hand in on him. Third down plays always are. Carter takes, drops back. He has good protection. He throws, and completed to Hurston. Bob Childs nailed him immediately. And Hurston was shaken up on that. I think he just simply fell on the football. That's what happened to him. And Auburn takes a timeout. 8:41 left to play in the football game. There's timeout on the field with the score. Alabama 24, Auburn 16. Connie Frederick dropping back. Mike Dean goes up toward midfield. Here's the snap, kind of a high pass, but Frederick gets it away. It's off the side of his foot. And the ball hits, takes a good Auburn roll across the 50 and out of bounds at the Alabama 40-yard line. So Frederick came up with a clutch kick as he boots the ball from deep in his own territory to the Alabama 40. 8:31 left to play as Alabama just wants to see if they can contain the football. Neither one of these teams have done much through the land route. Alabama probably would have the edge, particularly on Eddie Morgan's first fine run. The score, Pete Moore and Eddie Morgan are the setbacks. Morgan is the runner. Morgan breaks away from two tacklers, gets to the 50 in Auburn territory to the 47-yard line. And Eddie Morgan, the Hattiesburg hustler, has had his greatest day as a Crimson Tider today, for sure. Strong side is to the right. Here's Pete Moore being wrapped up as he gets just about a yard maybe to the 46-yard line. David Campbell had him, and the clinching tackler was Harold Ham and Ross. We'll call it a 2-yard pickup for Pete Moore. 2nd down and 8. Alabama taking maximum advantage of all huddles, of course, because they want to use up as much of the clock as they can. Scott Hunter under the center. Now gets to Morgan on a counter play. Morgan fights his way, and he literally has to fight his way to the 44-yard line before Sonny Ferguson pulled him down. Ronnie Rodham goes in. Danny Ford goes in to the offensive line. It's a 1-yard long count by Scott. He drops back, keeps himself, and is going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. Mike Cullen made the play. I'm not sure whether that was a quarterback draw or a busted signal.
I think, John, they were going for the quarterback draw. Alabama a little hesitant to pull it in the air, and I looked at the Auburn defense, and there was a big gap there in the middle, and they thought they might be able to wall it off, but Cullen broke the wall and got through to make the tackle just about at the line of scrimmage.
Awaiting the snap from Ronnie Rodham. Here it is. Good pass from center. Kick is in the air, very high, giving the defenders time to get down under it. And it's taken by McClinton, bobbled momentarily, and they're fighting for it at the 15-yard line, and they say Auburn has the ball at the 15. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 15. 6:12 left to play in the football game. Alabama out front 24-16. Alabama's defense was nothing short of magnificent as they made a goal line defense, forcing Auburn to the field goal early in the game. They allowed Auburn a total net offense of only 54 yards in the first half of play, but the Auburn offense has been ignited somewhat by passing in the later stages of the game. Carter looks back, throwing over the center. It is intercepted by Alabama's 97. Slips away from one man at the 30, inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Well, John, for the Alabama Crimson Tide, that is their 5th pass interception of the day. And that Alabama secondary has done a great job. And again, I want to give credit where credit is due. Out of that defensive right end spot, Mike Ford came blitzing in and was only a whisper away from making a tackle on Warren Carter, and he had to unload the ball. And certainly a brilliant defensive interception by the Tide. Number 5 of the afternoon, giving Alabama the ball at the 18-yard line. The clock shows 6 minutes, 3 seconds left. And in case you might be wondering about the timeouts, each team has 3 remaining. Alabama will use one of their timeouts. So, with timeout, the score, Alabama 24 and Auburn 16.
Eddie Morgan has it. Michael blew him a big hole, and he takes it across the 15 to the 13-yard line. Alabama has 2 tight ends in there. They have Mike Hall and Hunter Husband. That was about a 5-yard pickup. 2nd down and 5. 5:45 left to play in the game. 24 to 16. There's the score, Alabama. And Alabama would go for another field goal. They have Frank Mann keeping his hands warm and also taking snaps from center. Inside the 15. Here's Pete Moore. Moore sort of filters through inside the 10-yard line to about the 9. Good running by Pete Moore as Sonny Ferguson, Ron Yarber brought him down. Charlie Ferguson was giving him the block then. So it's 3rd down and a short 2 yards to go. Here is Eddie Morgan. Morgan gets outside, battles for that 1st down, and he came pretty close. I believe he got it. Scott Hunter thinks he got it, and the officials thinks he got it. 4:50 left. 1st and goal for Alabama at the 7-yard line. Pete Moore is the fullback. Here's the handoff to Morgan. Morgan has hit, probably lost about a yard. On the power play to the left was stacked up by Harold Ham, the defensive end for the Auburn Tigers. 2nd and goal, about 7.5 yards to go. Eddie Morgan outside. Eddie Morgan gets maybe that yard back, but that is all. Mike Colin led the tackler. He had help from Merrill Shirley. The give is to Eddie Morgan. Morgan spins away from one man. And he takes it into about the 5-yard line before David Campbell sort of wrapped him up along with Mike Colin.
You know, I think Alabama would like to have scored that time, but it appeared that Eddie Morgan was running with the line of scrimmage. The ball snapped on the hash mark, running back toward the middle of the field for field goal position. But by the time he broke a tackle, he had cut to the outside, and now the ball is just slightly off the hash mark, down at the 5.5-yard line, which is going to be a close kick, but a pretty tough angle.
The 2 lines are poised to snap. The ball is blocked. It's blocked by Auburn. Fighting for it and claiming it for Auburn at the 14-yard line. The right side of Auburn's line poured through. I believe it was Harold Ham. So at the 13-yard line, Auburn has blocked the field goal and take over with 2:50 left to play in the game.
Well, that was a big play for Auburn because a field goal would have nailed it down for the Tide. As it is, Auburn has hope. They've got 3 timeouts, 2 minutes and 50 seconds to move downfield. And the way football teams throw the ball these days, anything can happen.
Warren Carter dropping back. He's got some time. He throws incomplete. Intended for Courier. He threw it behind him at the 30-yard line.
I think Tim Christian was the intended receiver, and Bob Childs had put a blanket right on him. And Carter was afraid to throw because Childs was in just the kind of position, 2 steps off, that he could have moved in for the interception. And I think he really threw to his secondary receiver.
Warren Carter takes. Drops back. Mike Riley trying to pressure. He throws. Completed to Giffen at the 15. Giffen gets to the 20-yard line, and he is down about the 21-yard line. Mike Hall was over there with him, and Billy Scroggins was over there. They set up sort of a screen to the tight end at the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2 to go. Takes. Fumble, and I think Alabama has recovered it at the 17-yard line. That is correct. Sam Gellerstedt recovered the bubble exchange, and look at little Sam running off happily. Dude Hennessy bear hugs him. Alabama will have the ball at the 18-yard line. 2:09 left to play. Here is the handoff to Pete Moore. Moore just tries to burrow his way through white jerseys, and he gets it to about the 16. Alabama mainly interested in eating that clock up. Gilliver is in there at fullback. Here's the handoff to Pete Moore. Moore gets across the 15 and may have rolled to about the 13-yard line. Here is Scott Hunter giving to Pete Moore. Moore off left tackle. Moore might have gotten 1 yard, I don't know. But that's all certain.
John, I would think maybe Auburn might pick up one of those timeouts here. Alabama, of course, has a 4th down situation, and here it goes. Auburn is taking a timeout. to stop the clock.
Here's the snap. It is fake. Man is rolling out to his right. He's throwing incomplete in the end zone. So Alabama did fake the field goal, and Auburn was sort of suspecting it because they had some people back there guarding Hunter Husband. So that play took 6 seconds, and Alabama is 44 seconds away from victory, and as Auburn takes over at the 13-yard line. In there, Alabama in there, prevent defense. Carter is just going to run it himself, comes up to the 20, and he's hit. He tried to get out of bounds, but he could not do it. Wayne Owen brought him down with help from Beauchamp. So Auburn doesn't pause now. They just hurry right on into it. Alabama has a 3-man rush. Here's Carter. Wants to stop the clock. He completes the pass instead to the 30, down to the 35 to the 37-yard line. Donnie Sutton made the stop. And I think Auburn has taken one of their timeouts with 12 seconds left. Only 12 seconds. The Auburn trainer has come out. He moved the ball up to the 37-yard line. Alabama will rush 3 men. Carter takes, goes back. Of course, Gellerstedt goes in answering. He completes it to Frederick. Frederick drops the ball at the 40-yard line. 6 seconds left.
John, a flag drop there.
Courier and they were having a little altercation there. Courier and Higginbotham.
Tim Christian is in on it now, and Courier, and Alabama has Dean out there, and Hall, Alabama playing the pacifist role here, and the penalty is going to go against Auburn.
Carter drops back. He's rolling to his right now. Looks. He's throwing as far as he can throw. It is incomplete as the gun ends this football game. Alabama has won it by a score of 24-16. That is the final score. Alabama 24, Auburn 16. We'll have some final comments in just one moment.